Godzilla x Kong Supernova got its first teaser back in May, and since then, speculation has been ripe as to what the monster that will rise up to challenge the Alpha Titans will be. Some have said Destroyer, some say Gigan, while others have said another Ghidorah will crash down from space, or the planet will be invaded by a race of humanoid aliens. Some of these had a bigger chance than others, but one that stood out as the most likely was SPACEGODZILLA, based on subtle hints from the lore and the fact one of the actors even posted clips from Godzilla vs. SPACEGODZILLA. But still, it was all speculation, and nothing had been officially confirmed. That was until now, where SPACEGODZILLA may have accidentally been confirmed by the studio themselves. But how? Well, join us as we dive into the news. Of course, you subscribers with notifications turned on got to see this first, but for those 68% of you that aren't subscribed, do it already, or else I can't stop what Godzilla's going to do to you. Welcome home, residents, it's your Mayor Alistair back again with a groundbreaking Monsterverse update today. The other day, Grant Sputor posted a picture of him with a group of kids, possibly family members or friends, in the Warner Bros. Studio lot. And based on Grant's comments, it seems to be that test screenings are taking place for Godzilla x Kong Supernova, showing it to arguably the core demographic. Which, to be fair, is better than screening it to a bunch of randoms that don't actually like the series and asking for their input. This tells us the film is in somewhat a watchable state, and that news or leaks may start coming very soon. And whilst what follows wasn't caused by this, it's a sign that we may start seeing marketing for Supernova earlier than we thought. Because the big news comes from the Writers Guild of America. The WGA, as it's known, is the union that represents writers across film, TV, and streaming, and one of its key roles is publicly tracking the status of projects in development. That's why it matters here. The WGA website often updates its listings when a film moves forward, changes writing teams, or receives an official production update. So when Godzilla x Kong Supernova shows activity or an update on the WGA site, it's a strong industry signal that the project is actively being worked on at a writing or contractual level, even if the studio hasn't made any public announcements yet. In other words, the WGA site is one of the few places where real behind-the-scenes movement can quietly surface before the news goes mainstream. So, what have the WGA's gone and done? Well, if you look at their listing for Zeus, which is the working title for Supernova, in the source material section, you'll notice it says, based on the characters Godzilla, and yes, you're seeing that right, SPACEGODZILLA.
Oh my god, it's real! I was just fucking around before, oh my god, it's real!
SPACEGODZILLA!
Making his return to cinema for the first time since 1994. This implies that they have a license from Toho to feature both the King of the Monsters and his evil clone from space in Godzilla x Kong Supernova. Now, SPACEGODZILLA is my favorite kaiju of all time, so seeing him in the next Monsterverse film looking better than ever is actually gonna break my mind. I can't begin to comprehend just how happy I'll be seeing him rise up on the big screen to fight legendary Godzilla. My body is not ready. Now, they don't need to state Kong as part of their licensing deal, since that's already owned by Warner Bros. And not licensed out. Although it's interesting to see Mothra isn't listed here, despite Grant showing interest in seeing her return. She was also integral in the creation of SPACEGODZILLA in that original. So, how could SPACEGODZILLA even make his grand entrance in Supernova? Now, some people have speculated that perhaps Godzilla shooting his atomic breath in the sky at the end of the New Empire shot his DNA into space, where it mutates through cosmic radiation. But this is a bit far-fetched if you ask me. His radioactive breath won't contain any genetic material and wouldn't travel fast enough to reach a black hole where the DNA would warp and mutate like it does in the original. But another theory I have lies deep in the Zosla Halawa myth. The Eerie stated that during the Great Titan War, a member of Godzilla's species ate a star and became wicked. And back in Godzilla vs. Kong, we got this mural that unfortunately never made it to film, showing a flying Godzilla where both the Kongs and Godzillas had to work together to take it down. Now, what if this isn't a document of something that was, but a prophecy of something that's yet to be. Perhaps this Zosla Halawa fled the planet and proceeded to be mutated by cosmic radiation, becoming ever more powerful before returning to Earth as the now known Space Godzilla. A being so powerful, Godzilla, Kong, and the Great Ape Army have to come together to take it down. We have also recently discussed how Supernova may be a global event, possibly the result of a new Titan awakening. Space Godzilla may be at the root of this, using its alpha roar to call upon him an army, making Supernova an all-out war between the protectors and those that seek to destroy. It could be a film of all-out warfare and cataclysmic destruction. And now we know Space Godzilla is likely coming thanks to official documentation. However, his origin may be something completely unpredictable. He could mutate on Earth by something from space, or be a Godzilla specimen that was modified by an intelligent alien race like the Kilax. The sky is really the limit here. Now, it's worth bearing in mind that the version of the monster we get may look very different from the one we already know. More twisted, more alien, more deadly than before. They'll need to make it make sense within the story, so that black hole origin may be no longer valid, meaning it could look quite different. Some fans have created some excellent interpretations of what the Space G-Man could look like. One of my favorites being Sango's legendary design, where the crystals have almost completely engulfed his back, like that of an infection. He looks massive, bulky, and powerful, something that would definitely take multiple Titans to take down. We also have this fan art by Kira Curie, depicting an even more evil, jagged, twisted Space Godzilla design that I really like the look of. This feels right in place with the rest of the MonsterVerse designs. And of course, Jared Modena gave us this now iconic Space Godzilla redesign since it's been seen in like 9 billion YouTube thumbnails. He presents a more traditional take on the classic monster, being more recognizable, but still adapted to some of the MonsterVerse's design sensibilities. Either way, this is huge news for Godzilla fans, since I think most of us expected perhaps just another original monster that was loosely based around an existing Toho kaiju. After all, Toho have been against Legendary suggesting there are multiple Godzillas, so them allowing the studio to have not one, but 2 Godzillas on screen is pretty huge, and if done right, could really help grow the lore and solidify the impact of that great Titan war, and that more than one Godzilla was actually present, unlike what the new Empire was trying to suggest. But with Space Godzilla round the corner, all it can mean is that chaos is coming to the MonsterVerse, and I cannot wait to see it. Godzilla x Kong Supernova releases March 26, 2027, and is directed by Grant Sputor and is written by Dave Callahan. We're just about a year away from getting our first trailer, but we should expect big news to drop in the months leading up to it. But what do you think about Space Godzilla returning? Do you wish it was a different monster? And where do you think Mothra is? Let us know in the comment section down below. Remember to subscribe and stomp the notification button to not miss out on all the news. And be sure to give us a big old Kong-sized thumbs up. I've been Alistair, and we'll see you residents in the next one.